What is up, everybody? It's Hans over here. This is my 2019 twin turbo. Sorry, the twin turbos make me feel some type of. Okay, I can't do this. What's up, dudes? It's Monday. This is my 2019 Weissach package twin turbo GT3RS, the TT3RS. Holy shit, this is my car. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm gonna go over every single thing that's been done on this car, but I know there's this ugly, stinky elephant in the room. So let's just talk about the elephant and let's get the elephant out of the room. I know you guys have seen a similarly wrapped GT3RS, a Rebellion Racing splatter livery on a GT3RS of all cars. I kind of shot myself in the foot with this one. My bro Gustavo Menezes, one of the drivers for the Rebellion Racing team, invited me out to Le Mans this past summer to spend the entire weekend with him, with the pits, the crew, the entire team, all the drivers. I got to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Gustavo, Bruno Senna, who, by the way, destroyed me on the racing simulator, which I don't want to talk about because it was pretty embarrassing. I got to spend the entire weekend with the Rebellion Racing team, and I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting Tommy, my bro, aka Mr. Rocketbyz, the man, the artist, the designer behind the Rebellion Racing livery. And this is where I shot myself in the foot. So Tommy and I, we really hit it off. We hit it off so much so that he invited me out to Croatia, and on my camera, on the vlog, on my Le Mans vlog, we kind of revealed that we were going to get a Rebellion Racing inspired livery on my GT3RS. So this YouTube group, this duo, a few weeks after my video went up, they found a GT3RS of all cars and put this Rebellion Racing themed livery on it, claiming the design to be there so that whenever I got it done on my car, it would seem as if I copied them. Yeah, it really gets that childish and petty on YouTube sometimes, but you know what? It is what it is. No love lost. Just gotta move past it. I couldn't let something like that deter me from getting this livery on my car because, like I said, my brother Gustavo raced under this livery at the world's biggest automotive race, the 24-hour race in Le Mans. So this livery has so much sentimental meaning and value to me. It's an homage and a thank you to Gustavo and the entire Rebellion Racing team for their hospitality that weekend and for every racing weekend that's to come. We're gonna be at Coda next month, followed by Daytona, and then finally back to Le Mans for 2020, where we're gonna tear it up and get the #1 spot. And it's also a big thank you to Tommy. Bro, I get to rock your colors, man. Seriously, Tommy, you absolutely killed it, bro. Every morning when I go in my garage, I look at this car, it just pops and shines. I can't believe it's my car. I gotta take it in for a second. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the car. The design starts with streaks turned to splatter, so it's actually kind of good that it got imitated because Tommy's initial design, version 1 design we'll call it, was all splatter all over the car. But once that got, imitated, copy, whatever you want to call it, Tommy went back to the drawing board and came out with this new version, which is streaks turned to splatter, which doesn't make sense, right? Because if you throw paint on a wall, it's gonna be splatter first and then it's gonna turn into a streak. So it's supposed to be splatter here, turned to a streak, but Tommy's vision behind this is why he's the artist and the visionary, not like me, is that it doesn't make any sense. Much like the rest of the car, it's not supposed to make sense. It's something that's so unorthodox. I mean, who in the world puts twin turbos on a GT3RS, right? The best sounding engine in the world, the best naturally aspirated engine in the entire world. Who ruins it by putting twin turbos? That's what the comment section has been, but really, I mean, when was the last time I did something that made sense, right? So this design, much like the rest of the car, is so avant-garde. It is so unorthodox, something so radical, something that's so way out of the box that it's not supposed to make sense. So Tommy, seriously, bro, that was genius. You killed it on that. Now that we got the design of the car out of the way, follow me. The twin turbos. Oh, I almost ran into the wing. The big wing. Shout out to my boy Dre for hooking me up with the splatter on the twin turbos. Yeah, twin turbos on a GT3RS. The world's first twin turbo kit on the 991 model GT3RS. So when I bought the car, when I laid my eyes on this car, the GT3RS was at the Geneva Auto Show. I actually saw the unveiling of this car. I fell in love with it. I was like, I gotta get it. But 520 horsepower, really? That's it? Today's day and age where we have 720Ss that run 9-second quarter miles, 520 horsepower just isn't enough. So when I spec'd the car out, when I ordered, I always knew I wanted forced induction. Initially, I wanted a supercharger kit. Those guys who have been following me for a while knew that it was supposed to be a supercharger. So while I was waiting to take possession of the car, I was actually one of the first 5 in the US to take possession of this new 991.2 GT3RS. I had called all the local shops and I told them I want a supercharger. I need more horsepower. I need like an extra 150 horsepower. It's got to get up to like 700-ish. Of course, all the shops said yes, let's do it. And then as soon as I took delivery of the car, I called them up. They're like, yeah, we kind of decided against it. So unfortunately, that kind of got scrapped until I called the boys at BBI, the team and Dimitri. They actually took on the challenge of supercharging the car. But after about 6 to 8 months, they realized that supercharger on this platform isn't the correct way to go. So last-ditch effort, I called Alex at Gintani. I was like, bro, please, I need more horsepower on this car. I need like 150 horsepower on it. Let's supercharge it. Can you please? Alex told me 2 things. He said, yes, we can do it. But I have good news and bad news for you. I was like, okay, hit me with the good news first. He's like, you can get a whole lot more than 150 horsepower. That's child's play. I was like, okay. Yes, very nice. But then he said, we're not gonna supercharge it. We have to twin turbo it. I was like, oh, Alex, come on, man, not twin turbos. I hate the way twin turbo engines sound. That's the whole reason I didn't get the GT2RS, because it sounds like it's a house cat, like a little kitten that just purrs, right? It has no grunt. So then Alex told me, well, the reason for that is that the GT2RS has a compression ratio of 9:1, which is like super weak. There are minivans and normal family sedans that have a higher compression ratio than just 9:1. This GT3RS has a compression ratio of 13.3:1, which, someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe it is the highest compression ratio engine in existence. And we didn't change the compression ratio on this car, on this engine, to keep that GT3RS tone. It has the tone, it's just amplified with the spool of these massive turbos. This car literally sounds like it's a jet coming at you, like it's a freight train just coming straight at you. I believe this is the highest compression ratio twin turbo engine on the world. Which would make sense. If I'm wrong, someone correct me, but yes, I think we stay true to that. The car puts out way more than an extra 150 horsepower. It actually puts out 801 wheel horsepower on a Mustang dyno, which translates into about 950 horsepower. I raced my boy Houston's Veyron, Bugatti Veyron, and we were neck and neck the entire time. That car has 1,000 horsepower. So is the car fast? Yes, it's stupid fast. At just 5.5 PSI. We're gonna take it back next month to crank it up to 6.5 PSI. So this entire month, this first month, I have to drive, I'm the guinea pig. I gotta make sure that the engine doesn't blow up, which they've guaranteed me that it's not, because all the charts are just freaking fantastic right now. So it's just 5.5 PSI, then we're gonna turn it up to 6.5 PSI, which should give us about 900 wheel horsepower, and then we're gonna take it up and cap it at 7.5 PSI, which should really be about 1,000 wheel horsepower. But we're gonna come out with 2 different tunes. One, which is a kill mode, 7.5 PSI for all the airstrip time attacks I do, a half mile, the 1 mile, 2 mile drag races that we do. And then 5.5 PSI for whenever I take this car on the track, because it is one of my track cars. On that topic, the aero kit for this car, holy shit. I called my boys, Richard and Mike over at MFR. They had something similar at SEMA show, so we went over the design together. I told them, like, I want this, I want that, this double-decker diffuser, which is insane. I've never seen something like this. So it looks like something straight from motorsports, something straight from Le Mans. Like the Porsche RSR has something similar to this. We had to make the shoot, the video shoot. They got the car, this entire aero kit done in 4 days. They worked day and night. Mike, Richard, thank you guys so much for this. By the way, they told me if you hit them up and you mention my name, they will work day and night for you too. They won't sleep. I'm joking. Don't call them. Do not call them. Don't tell them that. Let this poor man sleep. So that is the aero kit on this car. No bullshit. It works. So at 160 miles an hour on a private course, of course, the car is on rails. Swing it left, right, it does not move. It literally, at anything after 100 miles an hour, it drops in an entire inch. It feels like the aero kit, the downforce, it just sucks it down to the ground. It's the most insane feeling. You have to experience it. I can't put it into words, but the car just feels like it gets pushed down and it's glued to the ground. I can't wait to take this out on the track and absolutely destroy every other GT3RS and GT2RS out on the track. It will be very nice, very nice. And then finally, we have my boys over at Evoke. So Tommy's design, the livery, the signature Rocketbyz theme, which like you said, Tommy, they can imitate us, but they can never replicate us because they ain't got the this. The signature Rocketbyz look, reflective fluorescent film. Look at it, under light at night, when light shines on it, it just glows. It's so beautiful. Lights, garçon, thank you. Unfortunately, you know, we had to rush everything on this car. The unveil video was supposed to come out Christmas Day, but you know, that got pushed back. So we weren't able to get the reflective film in time. So they wrapped the car with a normal film, thinking that the video shoot had to be done before Christmas. That got delayed. Parsa called me, he's like, all right, bro, I got the film in stock now. You want me to redo the wrap? I was like, no, bro, like, what do you mean? Like, you can't wrap it again. Like, this is on me. I'm the one who rushed it. It's got nothing to do with you guys. I don't want you to wrap the entire car again. Parsa goes, bro, don't worry about it, bring it over. Let's make this thing freaking titis. You literally said that. I'm not a creep. This is what Parsa said. You can blame him. They wrapped my car twice. They didn't have to do that. Seriously, Parsa, the entire team at Evoke, gestures like that don't go unnoticed with me. You have a loyal customer forever. I promise you that. So because of everyone that's been a part of this team, I get to have what I think is the coolest car on the YouTube. On the gram, in the world. Yes, you agree? I hope you do. If you don't, but I don't know what to say. It would be very sad. So what else is there to talk about the car? We got everything out of the way. I believe so, right? What else is there to talk about the car? There's nothing. Yeah, it's the #1 car in the world. Like, subscribe. No, but seriously, if you guys like this car and you want to see more content of the car, oh, I forgot. Shout out to Michelin. They are my tire sponsor and they sponsor this video. They hooked me up with this video. So you're looking at my stock wheels. Yes, I know Symbolo is getting me a set of forged monoblock wheels, which should be here in about a week. So for this next week, I have stock wheels on it, but then I'm gonna have these very nice, very nice set of wheels. So shout out to everyone that's been a part of this team, that's been a part of this build. It is, you know, without you guys, this would just be a vision in my head, wouldn't be reality. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, everyone that's been a part of this build, thank you guys so much. You guys, every single group that I dealt with, you guys absolutely killed it. Oh, by the way, what does never lift mean? My brother David, I took, you know, this concept with him, we're rolling on it together. Never lift is everything in life, never lift. Relationships, business, racing. Just go flat out until you can't anymore, and when you think you can't go any further, never lift. Stay flat on it. He has this really great saying, which I gotta get my phone for this. 1 second, let me read it to you. So, never lift. The definition of never lift: to keep one's foot firmly planted on the accelerator pedal with complete disregard to the possible outcome can often end with catastrophic results, but with proper execution has been known to create legends. That's like too sick. So we had to go with never lift because it's something that I go with. Never give up, basically, right? Always stay flat. So never lift, that is the new merch. Limited, every single month we're gonna have a new design. So this is obviously the GT3RS design. I have 6 other cars, 7th and 8th on their way. So every month we're gonna have a themed design based on one of the cars. This month, the GT3RS. So once it sells out, I mean, once we're done with this month, you can no longer purchase it. So if you want, go to neverlift.co, cop yourself some merch. That, I believe, is a wrap. We're gonna see so much more of this car, and I can't wait to take it out on the track and just absolutely have fun with this car, man. It is, you guys comment below what you think of this car. Ciao.